Hi everyone, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet. We are here today doing number 7 in our crochet flower bonanza tutorials, and today we are making this beautiful hydrangea. It's a pattern that I made up myself, so I'm a little bit excited about it, and it's going to be really fun to make, and it's not too difficult. Please remember to like and share my videos, like my page. When we get to 50 subscribers on YouTube, then we are going to do our big giveaway. So please remember to go subscribe to my YouTube channel, and the link for that will be in the comments. And I want to thank my son Connor Carter for helping me out today. He is the one sharing and paying attention to my page while I show you how to do this. So let's get started. First of all, you're going to need a number 5 or a H crochet hook. You will need a darning needle like this, or a crochet needle. You will need a pair of scissors, and you will need 2 types of yarn, or you can do it any way you want, but I think if you're going to make a hydrangea, probably 2 tones would be good. I decided to go with a purple color for my hydrangea, but there are blue hydrangeas, there's white with pink, there's all kinds of creative things you can do for that hydrangea, but I decided to use purple, so I have a dark red heart purple and a light softly Karen purple that I'm using today. So let's go ahead and get started on this beautiful hydrangea. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make our loops. So we're going to wrap our yarn around and do our slip knot. If you don't know how to do some of the techniques that we're using today, I have a beginner crochet video that shows you how to do all of these except for one, which is the picot stitch, which we will be doing today. I have done it in some other videos, but I will go slower on that. But yeah, if you're new to this and you don't know how to do a slip knot or basic crochet, I encourage you to do my YouTube channel, or you can look at my Facebook Live videos for my beginner crochet video. Okay, so we have our slip knot, so we're going to chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to slip stitch in the first chain from our slip knot to make our circle. Looks just like that. Then we're going to let our little dangly yarn here go right around the circle, and we'll work that in as we go. So now we're going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Then we're also going to chain, oh no, I'm so sorry. Let me start that over again. I just made this pattern. I don't even have it written down, so it's in my head. So do a slip knot. We're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch to the first chain. And then we're going to bring our yarn up with 1. Single crochet, and then we're going to single crochet 15 times into our loop here. So 1, 2, 15 times, 3 single crochets all the way around our loop, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so we've got our 15 into our circle there, and then we're going to slip stitch into our first single crochet, which is right here, and it's going to be a little tight to work into, but we just want to kind of work our hook in there, just like that. And now we've got our middle. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to crochet, chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to chain up 3. 1, and 2 and 3. Okay, then we're going to skip one chain, one single crochet, and go to the next by doing a treble crochet. So we're going to wrap around our hook twice, go to the next, not the next one, but the one after that. So we're skipping one and doing a treble, just like that. And so that's what it's going to look like. Okay, then we're going to chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and treble crochet. Skipping one again, we're going to treble crochet into the next. So we wrap around our hook twice, we go into our next chain, single crochet there, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, just like that. Okay, then we're going to chain up 3 again, 1, 2, and 3, and then again treble crochet into not this next one, but the one after that. And we're going to do this all the way around, making sure that you skip one as you go. So that's the way it should look so far. So chain 3 again, 1, 2, and 3, and then treble crochet, and not the next one, but the next one after that. And you're kind of creating what looks like a little bit of a wheel. So we're just going to go around, and we're going to do that all the way around. And because I'm live, you get to watch me do all of them. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday today. If you're on YouTube and you hear me talking to people, it's because I'm on Facebook Live. But you can still say hi to me too. I had a lady say hi to me yesterday on YouTube, and I was like, what? And then I remembered, oh yeah, I was telling people to say hi. So she said hi, and I thought that was great. Okay, so again. Okay. And then a treble crochet into our last one here, and finish this off. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, like you've been doing, and then you're going to slip stitch into the 4th chain of your first chain here. So we count up 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you go right in there and slip stitch. Okay, so it looks kind of like a little bit of a wheel. And it's going to turn on you, and you're going to be like, oh, did I do it right? And you definitely did it right. It gets a little wonky, kind of turns. But don't stop, keep going. It's supposed to look that way, kind of turn in and out on you. Okay, and now we're going to introduce our other color. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut our yarn and go ahead and tie it in here, just like that. Okay. And now we're going to do our other color. And what we're going to do here is we're going to work right back in to where we just slip stitch. And we're going to bring in our new color right to the top of that. Just bringing in your new color. And put all your little scragglies behind your work. And then we're going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then again, we're going to chain up 3, 2, and 3. And this time, we're going to do a picot stitch. So to do a picot stitch, you just chain 4 and then you chain 3. So we're going to go right back down into the bottom chain of that 3, the first one of the 3, slip our hook into it, and do a slip stitch. And it should look like this. And that's how you do a picot, okay? Then we're going to go into the next space here, into this chain right here, the chain of 3, and we're going to work 5 treble crochets with a picot on the top. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to go right into this space and do a treble. We're going to go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, but then we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and go right into the top of that treble to make a picot stitch and do a slip stitch to close it off, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to do another one, another treble, go into the space, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, then chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then go right in to the top of that treble crochet. Just like this. Okay? And again, because we need 5, I'm going to treble crochet, then chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and go right into the top of that treble. You can see you're going through these 2 loops here. Do a slip stitch to make your picot. And that's what it looks like. And you're just kind of making these little knots on top of every treble crochet. And that's what gives you the look of a hydrangea, because the hydrangeas are really, they have like little petals over them. So this picot stitch really allows us to get that look. Okay, and that was number 3. So now we're moving on to number 4. Another treble crochet. Then chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Go right into the top of this treble and slip stitch to pull down our picot. And we have one more to make 5. Again, chain up 3, go right into the top of that treble and slip stitch to make your picot. And that's what it should look like right there. You have one treble with a picot on the top of this right here, top of this treble from before, and then you have 5 within the chain space. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to work into this right here. And this is where it can get a little bit difficult, but I really believe that you can do this. It's not really that hard. Just try to pay close attention. So what you're going to do is you're going to just kind of turn your work a little bit to make it easier for you. And you're going to work right into here. Okay. So again, we're going to do 5 treble crochets with a picot on top. So we're going to go right under here. Go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. Then chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then go right into the top of that treble to do your picot stitch. And it's getting a little tight because my yarn is pulling. I'm sorry about that. So again, let's do another one together. Do a treble. We're working in this chain space right here. Well, actually, it's not a chain space. We're working on the actual treble from our previous round. But we go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, go right into the top of that treble for our picot stitch. Okay, and again, treble crochet, and then chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, right back into the beginning of that treble for our picot stitch, slip stitch. So again, another treble, then chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and go right down into this bottom, just like that. And we've done 4, so we have one more to go. So just a treble crochet again, chaining up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then right into the top of that treble, we're slip stitching to make our picot stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we go back up to the top of where we were working before, and we're going to slip stitch into this next treble from before, right at the top there. Just going to slip stitch. And now you've made your first petal. Isn't that pretty? And you're going to do that all the way around. So I'm going to do another one with you. Okay. So we've slip stitched into this next, and we're going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do a picot stitch by going into that first of the 3 and slip stitching to make the picot, just like that. Just like we did before. And now we're going to work 5 into this chain space. 5 triple crochets with a picot on the top. Okay? So again, treble crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and work right in to those 2 little loops there at the very top of your treble to work your picot stitch. And again, and then chain up 3, right into the top there. So if you don't know how to do a picot stitch, this is a great little stitch to do. You can do it in many projects, not just this flower. So again, another treble crochet, chain up 3, and slip stitch into the top of your treble. And now we're on number 4. And we have 1 more to go. And chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And slip stitch into the top there. Okay, so now we just did like we did before, and now we're going to work into this one right below this and work 5 more double crochets. Okay, so it looks like this, okay, and we worked in this one over here to make this petal. And now we've got to work in this one. So as you're going along, if you get confused, there shouldn't be any of these without this dark crochet around it. That'll kind of let you know as you're going along, if you miss one, to just go back and do this, okay? You got to work around this treble as you're going all the way around, okay? So we're going to go, oh, I've turned my stuff around here. So now we're going to work right into here. I'm going to do a treble crochet, chain up 3, and go right in for our picot stitch. And again. Treble crochet, chain up 3. Sorry, I think I was off camera. Chain up 3, go through the first chain there in your treble crochet. Do a slip stitch to make a picot stitch. So again, I'm just going to go a little bit slower, wrap around your hook twice, working through here. 2, go through 2, chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And go right into the top of your treble to make a slip stitch for your picot. Just like that. Okay? Now round 4. Just working along here. 1, 2, 3. We've got our 5. So now we're going to go back up to the top here, and we're going to slip stitch into this next treble from the round before. Okay? Oh goodness, and look what I did. I made a mistake so I can teach you, okay? Oh, and we're not Bob Ross. These aren't necessarily happy accidents, but it is a way to learn because by doing this, I showed you something that you might do yourself, okay? So what I did was I went to the next one instead of this one right here. And as you can see, if you do this, you're going to be able to see that you made a mistake as you're going along, because what I should have done was go to this one right here. So, and I was just telling you that. So we're going to undo what we did, and we're going to go into the right place. So we're going to go into right here. And so the way you know is it's underneath this every time you go around. So again, we're just going to do 5 treble crochets with a picot stitch on each. So do our treble, chain up 3, go right in to the top of that treble to make your picot with a slip knot, a slip stitch, and again around 3 times, and chain 3, and again, and chain 3, and we need to have 5 in each one around every space that we're working in. I've got 1 more to go. I think today is just a sleepy Wednesday. I'm so sleepy today. I know Connor's sleepy today too. I think he wants to take a nap. Okay, so after we do that, then we're going to go up to the next treble, and we're going to slip stitch right into the top of that. And there we go. We did it right. There's our 2 large hydrangea petals right there, working across in our loop. So I'm going to do 1 more so that you feel comfortable with that, and then I'm going to show you how to do the middle, because if I just kept going and doing this, it would take forever. So let's do 1 more, and then I'll tell you how to close off at the end and everything, okay? So we worked into this next one, and we're going to chain up 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to go right into the first chain of our 3 to do a slip stitch to make a picot, just like that. And then we're going to work 5 triple crochets into the next chain of 3 with a picot on the top of each one of those treble crochets. So we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, go right into the top of our treble, do a picot stitch, and again we're going to do the same thing. Remember, we need 5. We've got 2. And we're just going right into the top of that treble to do a slip stitch to make our picot stitch. And again, right into the top here. And we've got 1 more to do. Let's chain. Okay. So we got our 5, and so now what we need to do is we need to work in this space right here. Okay, so we just go right into a treble crochet and go right into this space and do 5 more treble crochets with a picot on top. So there's 1, there's 2, and 3. And that's 4, and then we need just 1 more. Connor, are you asleep? No. Okay, so now what we're going to do to finish this petal off is we're going to slip stitch into the next treble from the round before. Right there in the top of it, we're going to slip stitch. And then you would just start all over again from what we've done before. And this is what it looks like as you're going around. So again, you would just chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain up 1, 2, and 3. And go right into that first chain of 3 to do your picot stitch. And then you would do 5 treble crochets into this space right here with a picot stitch on top. And then you would turn and then work into this one, and you would do that all the way around. And when you come to the end, when you get to the end over here, you're going to slip stitch into the 4th chain. Okay, and that's how you're going to end it. And you just simply go around all the way around like this. Okay, and when you get done, besides what's here in the middle, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you would work the middle. You do not have to work the middle. When you get done, you'll have this, and then you would have this circle in the middle here. Okay, but I decided to make a little fluff in the middle to kind of finish off the flower to make it look more hydrangea. And the way I did that is once you get done with this, you pull in your other color. Okay, and I'm going to show you on the ones that we have finished. And you just pull in this color here, just like this, right around that loop there. Okay. You tie in your color, and you chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch into the first chain from the 3. And there you have a picot stitch. And then you would do 5 in this space right here, in this space right here, all the way around. So I'm going to do one set with you to show you how. I'm going to do one set to show you how to do the middle portion of this flower. So I wrap around twice, just like I do before, and I'm going through the whole thing here, right around this loop. Just like this. I'm doing a treble crochet, and then I'm chaining up 3. I'm going right down to the top of that treble and slip stitching to make my picot stitch. And then I'm going to do that 5 times. So we've got 2. So do another one. And another one. Okay, that's 4. So we just need one more in this one little space here. right there to the top. Okay, and you would do that all the way around. Once you got your flower done, you're going to do 5 in each space. So as you can tell, you've got your wheel from before, and you're going to work in each one of these spaces 5 triple crochets with a treble on top until you come to the end, and then you will slip stitch into the 4th chain up. And that is how you make this middle part right here. And I wanted to show you as much as I could today. Normally I try to do the whole flower. This flower is a little bit time consuming, and it would have taken me forever. So I just wanted to show you the portions on how to do it. Again, you would work to make the middle part. You would do 5 treble crochets with a picot stitch on top, all in each space around into your little wheel here. So in between each one of these, you would do 5. Okay, and then you would tie in all your ends just like I showed you to do before, and then you end up with this gorgeous hydrangea flower. Now, as I said before, there's all kinds of colors that you can use for this. I think blue is a common color for hydrangeas. You can get, you know, different colors: blue, a light blue, and a darker blue. You could use whites. You can use candy white and a lighter white to make these as well. And they really do make beautiful hydrangea flowers. And this is what it looks like in the bottom after we work those 5 treble crochets with the picot stitches around, just like this. And that's what it looks like. And it really is a really pretty flower. And remember also, if you use a smaller hook, use smaller yarn. You could possibly, if you wanted a smaller flower, you could use a 4 with this type of yarn. But if you probably got down into a 3, you would want a smaller yarn if you wanted a smaller flower. And also, you could probably go up to a 6 hook with this to make it a little bit bigger with this yarn. But once you get past a 6, if you want it a lot bigger, then you need to use a thicker yarn, which they do sell some thicker yarns, and then you could make a ginormous flower. So anyways, but I did a 5, and I just used some regular red heart yarn. So you can do whatever you want, get creative, make your own patterns as you go along. And I thank you so much for watching today. Again, please like and share, and if you enjoy, please go over to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thanks so much for watching. Happy crocheting.